Welcome into the DNVR Rockies Podcast, brought to you by DraftKings Sportsbook. Now when you use promo code DNVR, new customers, you can place a $5 bet on the NFL this weekend. And when that wins, you get $200 in free bets. Thanks to code DNVR, and thanks to DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. I am Patrick Lyons.
And I'm Suzie Hunter. Hey, Patrick. We had a marathon day on Wednesday. Day. Tuesday.
I did not
What day of the week is it now? It's Thursday.
I guess, if you say so.
We had so much fun here at the DNVR bar on Tuesday night.
That was just legit one of my favorite days. I mean, again, the end result with Todd Helton not getting in was obviously disappointing. But we were just surrounded.
Yes. Continue. I'm sorry. I'm interrupting you. I'm
so
rude.
we were no, you're good. We were surrounded by our loved ones, right? We were surrounded by the Rockies community.
Our baseball people.
That was awesome. So it was like, okay, the thing didn't happen. Let's move on to bigger and better things. Let's kibitz, man. Let's just shoot the you know what. And it was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun. Yeah, we were disappointed, but we weren't devastated because we knew going into it, we said this a million times, if it's not this year, it's going to be next year. So 11 votes shy. I'm fine with it.
Todd I think he might have been in an even better position going into the final day, percentage-wise with the public ballots than Larry Walker was. But the difference with Larry Walker was that was his 10th and final year. Mm-hmm. So those folks that are conservative with their private ballots, they're like, well, it is his 10th and final year, so maybe I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Helton didn't get the benefit of the doubt, so he falls 11 votes short. Do you know how many times players have fallen less than 11 votes short?
Ooh.
And not so just under 75%, because it's rare. But do you know how many times less than 11 votes short?
I want to say it's happened 11 times.
Think Todd Helton.
Oh my God! Has it happened 17 times?
17 times.
That's
how about
really
that?
Funny.
That's an easy one to remember for bar trivia if you want to win a beer or something. Slip that in. Only 17 times.
And you know what I was thinking too? Scott Rolen wore number 17. So
he did with the Phillies.
Number 17 got in.
That was it. And there
wrong number 17.
There were 16 ballots that were not submitted.
Is that okay? So I've actually never really noticed, and I'm sure this happens all the time, but that seems like a lot.
I haven't noticed much either. I think that number is probably higher than it's ever been. I can vaguely remember in the past here, and there's 3 or 4 guys that maybe didn't, or voters that didn't submit a ballot, but 16 has to be on the higher side, at least since it's been tracked.
Yeah.
That does seem to be a lot. And apparently, 1 ballot was lost in the mail.
So did
you hear about this?
I only heard about it from you, only a little bit. So I have so many questions. So how do we know that it was lost in the mail and just not submitted?
Because good question. I forget what the details were because Josh Rawitch was talking about this on MLB Network Radio with the great Mike Farron.
Yes,
he's my favorite. He's now become one of my favorite baseball players.
He's great. He's so great.
He just knows everything, everything.
Does he know more than you though?
Oh yes,
really?
Easy. Yes. See how quickly I said yes. Yes, yes.
Allie, can you imagine a human being who knows more about baseball than Patrick?
I can't.
Mike Farron, easily.
I can't. You
twice
did say
as
it
much.
very quickly, though. You were instant. Yes.
Yeah, yes. I don't have to think about it.
We should try to get him on the show, and we'll do a little quiz.
Oh my God, I would have to make the quiz up, and it would be basically ask him questions, and if I can stump him so many times with some obscure questions, get it right. But the president of the Baseball Hall of Fame, Josh Rawitch, was talking with Mike Farron about it, and I guess I don't know. Maybe this person said they were going to submit it, and maybe the 16 people who didn't submit a ballot, they found out that they weren't going to, so it was cool. But Josh, they'd emailed, the Hall of Fame emailed this person saying, hey, we didn't get your ballot and you said you submitted it. We don't have it. And then that person just, I guess, has a very loaded mailbox. So folks, if you're out there, check your mailbox. You could have an important email from a president of some sort.
This is fascinating. Actually, so I reached out to Josh Rawitch, and I'm going to see if we can get some answers. I'm going to see if we can get an update on this.
I don't know if he'll name names. He probably shouldn't, but maybe behind the scenes. We'll see.
Maybe. We'll see.
Oh, that's so interesting. Rolen becomes only the 18th third baseman enshrined in the Baseball Hall of Fame. That's fewest amongst all positions. That's somewhat of a rarity, and only the 9th selected by the BBWAA. So the other 9, got in with various veterans committee.
Interesting. Yeah. So when Nolan gets there one day,
Yeah, that's it. He could be number 20. I don't know if there'll be any other guys that get in before him, but
right? Maybe.
I was thinking about this morning. I tried something new. I've done this a couple times before, but on my drive in, I had a couple articles that I want to work on and get ahead, and so I did a voice to text. So like I voice to texted an article.
Oh my gosh, I used to do that when I was in TV. Like I would voice to text like on my way to a story, writing the script for TV.
And when you read it,
was awful.
When you read it back, it's bad, right? Or not bad, but it's just like, okay, I got the essence of it, but let's rework this sentence because we speak differently than we write.
But I mean, I guess it works better for TV because when you write for TV, it is more like how you speak.
True.
So kind of anything goes.
Yeah.
But I love that strategy. I love that you're always working.
Gotta be. Listening to a podcast at the same time while I'm driving, eating a breakfast burrito.
Who does more than Patrick?
What else am I doing while I'm driving?
Patrick Lyons?
I have a self-driving car. No, I don't. No, but I was thinking about it. Nolan Arenado, he's got 5 years left on his deal. So I think that makes his final year 2027, assuming he doesn't go on beyond, play beyond that. And the math is funny because you have to wait 5 years to go on a ballot, but that ends up being 6 years. So you wait 5 years, and then you get on the ballot. His name will be on ballots in November of 3032, right? 5 plus 27 is 32.
2032, not 3032.
2032.
Not 100 or not 1,000 years from now. Math is not our strong suit here. That's why we work in sports.
Yeah. No, speaking is not my strong suit. I had the math right. I just didn't say it right. But so together we figure it out. We make a good team like that. So he'll be on the ballot in 2032, November of 2032, for induction in 2033.
You don't think Nolan's going to be the kind of guy who's going to try to play into his 40s?
Well, you mentioned this point before, and I agreed. You're dead on. Like, he's going to move off third base because I think he would rather retire than play first base for like 2-3 years, right? Be like Miguel Cabrera. I think he would rather that, don't you think?
Yeah.
Because he's like already made his case as like an all-time great third baseman. Does he need to get that, 500th home run? Let's say that he's short of that, or 600, whatever it is. I think he's like, you know what? Those numbers are just numbers. I have made a career as this, and I want it to stay pristine. So there's basically 10 years until the earliest we could possibly think of Arenado getting in. So yeah, he might end up being the 19th. Well, Adrian Beltre next year is going to get in.
That's fair.
Although my dad doesn't think Adrian Beltre is a Hall of Famer. Did you see the video, by the way? I loved it. I've never done this. I'm not necessarily one of those people. No issue if you are. I'm going to just hold a camera up to my dad and go, I'm going to run down the list of guys who are going to be on the ballot in 2024.
Oh, I didn't see this video.
You tell me if they should be in the Hall of Fame or not. I just put it on Twitter.
Oh my God, I totally missed it. I'm so sorry. I follow like way too many people on Twitter.
He did a great job. Got around to Todd Helton. He goes, absolutely. So that was great.
Good.
Matt
He's
Holliday.
a Colorado guy now. That's the right answer.
Matt Holliday also said yes on.
Okay.
A couple other interesting ones. A-Rod, he did say no.
Good.
Yes, but yes to Manny Ramirez. Okay.
Okay.
So he had me cracking up. And then, I ended up getting to Adrian Beltre, and he said no. I laughed. I was like, Dad, he's got 3,000 hits.
What is his reasoning?
I was just going from the gut. You know
what? Pure gut. That is.
Okay. I could see that. He's kind of a guy. I mean, he jumped around from franchise to franchise, and I don't think he was in the postseason that much. He kind of languished, I think, with Texas. So yeah, you get 3,000 hits. You that should be kind of known information. But I just thought that was hilarious. And then Doug Fister, he gave a straight up no. I don't think Fister will be on the ballot. But the real star of that video, if you do watch it, is my parents' dog Penny, who just falls asleep in his arms while he's talking. And
oh my gosh,
they just adopted her in October during the World Series.
A World Series puppy.
Yes, so she's attached to my dad. So
that is so cute. Okay, I need to go back and see this. Yeah, your dad's hysterical.
Yeah, we'll see if Arenado gets in, and he will, but he'll be the 20th most likely. Yeah. Maybe 21st. We'll see what happens.
We'll see.
So Rolen's in. Fred McGriff is also a part of this year's class 2023, the induction. My birthday, July 23rd. So no gift for me. No Todd Helton on my birthday. That's okay.
No gift for you.
So Rolen and McGriff together now bring the total of living Hall of Famers to, take a wild guess, there's about 342 total all time.
Living Hall of Famers.
So of 342. So again, these are some of them are executives, managers.
I feel like I should have known this already. But
No, this is kind of obscure. No, this is obscure.
I can't tell what's obscure anymore because I've spent too much time with you.
If somebody would have asked me this like 10 years ago, I don't know that I would have had maybe I would have had a good guess, but I don't think this is valuable information.
Okay. Living Hall of Famers, I'm going to guess there are 50.
Solid. 75.
Okay.
75. Very nice. That's very good.
Thank you. I tried my best.
One of them is going to be in Greeley this weekend. Tim Raines is going to be at this event called Friends of Baseball. Their website hasn't been updated. It's like on Facebook, but it's up at the University of Northern Colorado. I think it's like $20 to get in, but Tim Raines did play in Denver. He was a Denver Bear back when that was a minor league team for... Actually, I'm not sure if it was Bears or Zephyrs at the time, but they were a minor league affiliate of the Expos in AAA at the time. So he'll be there speaking, telling some stories, and signing some balls. It's not very often that you get a Hall of Famer doing an autograph signing too. So that's kind of neat. I think you can bring bats, a flat print. If you were to have an opportunity to meet someone of baseball importance, what's your item that you'd want to get signed? Would you a baseball, a flat kind of like iconic image of a great play or just of the player, or would you go baseball bat or helmet or something else? Batting glove if the guy stole a lot of bases.
I mean,
what would your item be?
I feel like I would first choice would be image of them doing something iconic.
Okay,
First choice, and then second choice would be a ball. Third choice maybe a bat. I'm thinking of stuff I have lying around the house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. And so if there wasn't an iconic photo, you'd go ball?
I think I would go ball, yeah.
Okay, nice.
I have
like
a lot
that.
of baseballs lying around.
Nice. I'm baseball first because I'm boring like that, but then like close behind depending on what it is. In fact, actually I have an autograph of Bobby Thompson and Ralph Branca, shot heard around the world, Dodgers, Giants, Brooklyn, New York. And that is an image of the home run with those two guys signed it because I thought that looks better than two signatures on a baseball. So
yeah, that's different.
I agree with you on that. Carlos Beltran, I was really surprised. 46.5%, nearly 50% of all BBWAA voters were totally fine. No, like first year punishment for Carlos Beltran. It does make me think of Roberto Alomar. If you remember, he's kind of a no doubt one of the best second basemen of all time. Didn't get in until year 2. And I believe a lot of the voters kind of thought back to a moment. I forget who he was with at the time, but he spit on an umpire. I think the umpire called him a certain word. Oh. He didn't take too kindly with it, spit on the guy, did get suspended for it. And so that was the writers saying, hey, you know what? You need to serve a little bit of penance for that. But a lot of voters, I guess, didn't necessarily think that Beltran should have any penance.
I was very surprised at how high that percentage of votes was.
No one who has ever gotten 72.2% or has gotten as close to 11 votes from missing the Hall of Fame, like Todd Helton, is not in the Hall of Fame. Everyone has gotten in.
Oh.
However, there is one frustrating tale of Jim Bunning, former Phillies pitcher, Senator Jim Bunning. Joe Posnanski wrote about this. I wasn't aware of this. So Jim Bunning was very close on his 12th ballot. He was 4 votes away in 1988. 4 votes. And you go, all right, well, he got in the next year. No, he had 3 more times on the ballot, didn't get in because some bigger, better names kind of started coming on the list. Also pitchers, guys from his position.
Yeah.
And it sort of said, well, he's not as worthy as this. So it almost like the new names that came on the ballot changed that level, that bar for being a Hall of Famer.
Wow.
So he didn't get in on his 15th ballot, which is how it used to be. Now it's only 10. And then a few years later after that, the Veterans Committee did get him. And I think I was actually at that induction maybe in like 1995.
How many inductions have you been to?
4? 3 to 4. I think 4.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. No, it's really, although the last time we did not sit outside, it was so hot. We learned at the Hall of Fame, they've got a room where like they show movies and stuff. I was like, oh, we can sit indoors and not have to get on the bus. And we had set up chairs the night before the induction. We were like, okay, we're going to get a good seat. Oh no, we're going to lose our chairs that we had like just bought. It was like, who cares? We'll get it later. Then once the crowd left, our chairs were gone. They were nice. They had the little shade going over the top.
Oh my
They were like
gosh.
high-end Adirondacks, so someone took them. So
Someone's got some nice chairs now, though.
but we still left with 2 chairs. So I mean,
Oh.
it's it's a cycle. It's an awful cycle. We took somebody else's chairs. They were like, well, they're probably not going to grab theirs either. So
And then,
you wanna
but
leave
then when they
empty-handed.
come back to get their chairs,
there was still plenty that they probably could have just passed down the line
that is
by that point.
So you guys are criminals, is what you're telling me.
I think the statute of limitations might be over, so I think we're going to be okay. This was like
Okay.
2014.
Be careful. Don't admit to too many crimes on this show.
No, definitely don't admit to crimes. You can get away with saying a lot of things at the top of your lungs and get away with it at the DNVR bar, especially if you're at a watch party, because like it's electric, it's live. We were there a little bit for the Nuggets watch party on Tuesday.
I stayed for the whole game. I stayed for the whole Nuggets game.
That's it.
It was
Jokic,
a lot of fun. That was a very stressful game, actually.
dude. Well, now it's like the Nuggets are just getting to this next echelon. They're getting to this next tier, God level, if you will. I mean, at least Jokic is for sure.
Oh, he's unreal.
Yeah. So you could say anything during the watch parties because no one's going to hear you. No one's going to remember. Just going to remember the dunks, the alley-oops, the triple doubles by Jokic. It's fantastic. The next party bus coming up for the Nuggets, you're going to get 20% off if you are a diehard and signed up at the DNVR.com. 50% off all your drinks here at the bar, all your food as well. 20% off all the gear at DNVR Locker, access to the diehards only Discord. And you can also get 10% even if you're not a diehard tomorrow. If you come out to the farmhouse at Breckenridge Brewery in Littleton tomorrow, all day, right? Like 11 to 5, 11 to 6.
Yeah.
Shows going live. Just mention that you're with DNVR, and boom, you're getting 10% off your entire tab.
It's going to be awesome.
And my show is at 5:20. That's
Yes.
Yes. My show's at 5:20. So a little later. We got the Suzie show.
So 4:20 on the West Coast. Nice. I see what you did.
Ayo.
Blaze it.
I see what you did.
Yeah, tomorrow should be really fun. We have every single beat pretty much doing a show, including our Rams. That's why Susie's going a little later. DNVR Rams is
Nice.
going to do a live show. We've got Big Drive Energy doing a live show. It's going to be
They're
fun.
kicking it off, right?
Yeah,
They're
we're
the first
doing
show
it
of the
all
day.
Yeah,
And they're crazy.
yes, they are.
They're insane. I love them.
There's going to be some sweet giveaways too. The Ultimate Game Day Experience giveaway for Nuggets and Avs games where you get great seats,
Courtside.
access. Yeah, access to the
Courtside.
Lexus Club. That's a phenomenal. And parking, which honestly, I care about that more, you know? I can be in the nosebleed.
You are such a Virgo rising.
Put me in the
sometimes, Patrick.
nosebleeds and give me free parking, and I'm a happy boy. That's all. And some DNVR gear as well.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. Speaking of mentioning code DNVR, you can do that if you go over to Shady Rays. We got ours in.
Wait, we got the Shady Raisin,
They look
and I am
good.
so excited about these. Allie, get the camera on me. Thank
Look
you.
at those.
These look expensive.
That's it.
They really
If you
do.
were walking around Union Station, people are going to think you are like somebody.
I am somebody, but like now they're gonna know it.
Now
This
they're
is
going
But
to
I mean,
vibe.
also look at Patrick. Look at
I
those.
mean, what's up with these?
Those are incredible. They have like splattered paint on the side.
They
don't
are.
Yeah.
They do.
What a vibe!
Little
Honestly,
teal
like
turquoise splatter.
this is probably your best look yet.
I think so
so.
too.
This has really elevated you.
When I get it shortened on the side again and do the mullet, the little mini mullet, I think it'll really pop.
I was gonna say, yeah, you've got long hair in the back. You're pre-mullet right now.
That's it. And these are I'm gonna use these when I'm running as well. Like they're gonna be
Okay.
some good running shades for
This will
me.
be a hit at the
They're
ballpark.
aerodynamic.
this season.
Oh yeah, folks are gonna be jealous. I will get some comments.
Yes, you
Jonathan
will.
Daz is gonna be the first one who compliments me.
He is.
Put it in there. That's it. That's the one that's going to be right. And Shady Rays is the right one for you. Kick off the new year with new gear built to last. And best of it all is it's a BOGO. Buy one, get one.
Yeah. Oh, it's such a good
Legit.
deal. Such a good deal.
Yeah, they have blue light glasses. I just went online and purchased my own.
You got blue? Did you get blue light glasses?
Yes, I did.
Good. Protect those eyes.
Exactly.
What color are your eyes, Allie?
They're like a hazily,
I was gonna
greeny,
guess that.
browny. They're just a bunch of different colors, really.
Do your eyes get really sensitive like when it snows out and it's a sunny day, like the lights coming in everywhere?
Yes.
They do. Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I have the same thing. Mine
Blue
are
light glasses always help out with that. I have chronic migraines, and blue light glasses have helped my migraines. So,
Oh.
highly recommend. Check out
That's
Shady
huge.
Rays.
And they're stylish again. So you're getting the blue
Exactly.
light.
Yeah.
So you're getting the practical and you're getting the sassy. So I mean, you're getting the Patrick and you're getting the Susie. Practical Patrick, sassy Susie, Shady Rays, all in one bifocal. Like it's perfect. It's the way to go. And also, if you lose or break your pair, it's fantastic. They're gonna hook you up. They're saying with a brand new pair, no questions asked.
That's amazing.
I love
Yeah.
that. So you can wear your glasses with confidence, wear them out because They're going to have your back after that, after
This
your
is
purchase.
Huge for me.
They're gonna
'cause
hook you up.
I'd be losing sunglasses. Like it's my job to lose sunglasses.
And if God forbid, because again, I don't think you have to say, no, you're going to love it so much that we just guarantee you're going to love it. Hey, they say, you know what? If you don't, for some strange reason, you can actually exchange for a new pair or return the item for free within 30 days. No risk when you shop at Shady Rays. Again, exclusively for our listeners, Shady Rays is giving their best deal to you for the new year. Go to shadyrays.com and use code DNVR or visit them in store at Park Meadows Mall for 50% off 2 or more pairs of polarized sunglasses. Try for yourself. The shades rated 5 stars by over 20,000 people.
That says a lot.
That's it.
But
Speaking
also
of,
rated 5 stars by me, which matters more than anything.
I would agree. That's technically 6 stars right there. You get an extra Susie star there.
A Suze star.
If we're talking about big numbers, we got to
Star.
talk about the number 1 billion, because that's how much Backus and Schenker has won their clients over the years. They've been doing it for a while, and they've got neighborhood offices in Denver, Aurora, Inglewood, now Fort Collins. They got the strength and power to win your case with 30 lawyers, 100 folks on staff, no upfront fees to speak about or to speak with about your case, no fee while they work on your case, no fee unless they win your case and win money for you. Backus and Schenker helps with all kinds of injury cases that weren't your fault. Car accidents, motorcycle, ride shares, pedestrians, trucks. I'm thinking scooters as well.
Oh, yeah. So much can happen out there.
Yeah, give
on
them a
these
call
roads.
because, again, it's free just to have that conversation. 222-2222 to find out if you have a case for free.
It's the only phone number I still have memorized.
222-2222. These are great poker glasses I have on from Shady Rays.
No, they're not. Oh, no, actually, I was going to say they're very reflective, but there's such a curve to it that I don't think I'd be able to see your cards.
Oh,
You got to be
there you go.
careful. No,
That's
but
true.
those would actually work.
They would, yes. So you wouldn't know if I was bluffing, if I was like, I got a little tear coming down my cheek because I'm like, wow, I got a 2-7 offhand
Patrick,
straight. I don't know.
these
Let me
Sungla-
see. I really can't see your computer through them, so.
Yeah, no, I
I'm
was like
can
looking.
I
I was like,
see your computer?
yeah, it's so much of a curve that you don't get that reflection.
Yeah.
Patrick, these sunglasses have so elevated your look right now.
You think so?
You've never looked better.
Do I look like Macho Man? Allie, anything?
know what Macho
You
Man
got
looks
anything on
like.
that one, Macho Man?
I don't know either.
I'm back at home being the only one who gets these references. No, they're slightly different than Mach.
Okay.
You know who's probably more upset than everybody at the bar on Tuesday?
I know
You
who's
do know.
upset.
Yeah, Ryan
Spilborghs. Billy is big mad. He took to Twitter after the announcement, and I know he's done a lot of interviews about this.
I'm
too.
proud of him.
I
I'm
am so
proud
proud
of
of him for speaking up for his guy.
Yeah, because you go again. Next year is going to be his year. Great, but let's talk about right now
Yeah.
and this injustice. So especially because I think literally the only category offensively that Scott Rolen is better at than Todd Helton is stolen bases and triples. That's it. Like literally everything else, Todd Helton, 2 guys, similar spans of career, played at the exact same time. Obviously the position is a bit different that we're dealing with, but at the same time, again, the proof is in the pudding there. Yeah, he says 11 votes, 7 exclamation points. Should have taken steroids, kids. That's the message we are getting. Over 7 public voters put check marks for PED suspended players only. So tired.
And that is such a great point. I'm
Yeah.
so glad Spilly is calling these guys out, because how are you going to vote for guys who are suspended for PEDs, but then overlook a guy who just happened to play baseball on the moon?
Yeah. Yeah, that was he put out a little poll. Is Coors Field a bigger PED than taking steroids? Asking for a friend. And guess what? If you say yes to that, that's fine. That's fine if you think your stads will be padded more at Coors Field.
You're wrong.
Than taking. Well,
I think you're wrong
well,
if you say that.
if we're talking statistically, there may be some proof in that. I don't know how you could prove what a guy would have done not on PEDs versus he would, because we don't live in that reality. But even if there's a way you could somehow say, just statistically, Todd Helton did not make a choice to play at Coors Field. Those who use PEDs made a choice. You can't hold that against Todd Helton. He was drafted by an organization, played for them to the best of his abilities, was a loyal guy, and you're going to penalize him over someone who made a very specific choice. That's where you go, fine. If you want to say Coors Field is worse than PEDs, think about the choice, because Todd Helton didn't have that choice. So don't hold that against him. Do not.
That's the best point out there too. That is such a great way to frame it.
Yeah, it's true. This is really intriguing. Spilborghs said on Twitter, Spilly Goat. Why am I drawing a blank on what his handle is?
Is it 19?
Maybe. We were talking about this the other day about knowing numbers of players. And like, yeah, like
right
Kurt,
now.
Kurt's like, oh yeah, Charlie Blackman's my friend.
It's 19. It's Spilly Goat 19. Yeah.
Yeah, like
Look
Kurt,
at me remembering numbers.
very good. Spilly Goat 19, no underscores?
Nope.
Spilly Goat 19. Yeah, Kurt's was at Charlie Blackman's wedding and was like, wait, what's his number? Like, so I guess it's fair that we don't remember all the handles. He says, this is really intriguing when it comes to what stats are needed to get inducted into the Hall of Fame. What, in your opinion, are they? Hits, home runs, longevity, wins above replacement? In the last 40 years, besides Pujols and Cabrera, who's the best first baseman, and what are those Hall of Fame stats? That's the thing. Mm-hmm. When Helton played, he was almost always, there were exceptions, like the fourth best first baseman maybe in the National League. Mm-hmm. And you go, well, he's the fourth. But anyone who might have been ahead of him, other than Pujols and Cabrera, they would slip down and be the 7th best, the 10th best, or be out of the league. Hey, Derek Lee had his moment winning a Gold Glove here and there with the Cubs. But again, for longevity, for how good that Todd Helton was over a period of time, who matches up to him other than a guy like Albert Pujols? So that's crazy. Wynton Bernard. Goodbye, Bernie boy.
He has sent his thank yous to the fans, the Rockies fans.
And we might even be getting a letter in the mail. 2239 East Colfax Ave. I mean, you've probably already got one here. You don't know the address, but you get mail.
I literally do not know our address. I never will.
But he reached out to so many different people saying thank you so much for the love and support. Did sign a minor league deal with Toronto. So right now he's a Buffalo Bison, but very well could earn a spot on the 40-man roster. We talked about how, a little bit this offseason, early on in the offseason, about the rule changes and how, speed could be a lot more valuable. Just making contact, putting the ball in play. And with his speed coming in late in games, that could win a couple ball games for the Blue Jays, who is a club that needs to win every game possible in that American League East. So you can use a roster spot. Just for a guy like that.
Such a competitive division. I think we'll see him with Toronto. I think he'll make a difference.
I think so too. And I was also realizing this morning, yet another country that Wynton Bernard will be playing in.
Oh my gosh, officially. That's right. Yes, he'll be Canadian. I
wonder if that went into his decision. I may have to reach out and kind of get his feedback on that.
I'm trying to get him on the pod, so.
That's perfect.
I'm one step ahead of you in terms of booking interviews.
That's it. I like that. Spring training caps are here.
Or are they?
And now they're gone. Al, if you could pull up that image, because it's like almost been scrubbed off the internet. This is the spring training cap that was leaked. It was available out there very briefly. I don't know if anyone was even able to get an order in, but I refreshed the page last night. The page went somewhere totally different. Here's that trucker hat. You got the mountains for the Rockies with the ball flying out, but it's just black and white. That's it.
It looks too much like the DNVR logo.
Yes.
Maybe that's why it's gone.
Could be. We'll see. We've got a couple suits on our hands. It's very plain. It's very plain.
I wonder why these hats have disappeared off the internet, because they didn't really get a great reception from people on social media. Not just the Rockies one, but I think the Rockies one is one of the worst ones. It's so bland.
Yeah. The Giants one may be the worst because it was their G, but I honestly, if I would have seen that on a hat, I don't know if I would have been like, oh, this guy's clearly a Giants fan. They actually had to put the SF logo in the bottom corner of the cap because you see the G and you might be like, wait, what team is this exactly? So I'm wondering if the club themselves made that decision. Because maybe if you did put a little logo in the bottom corner of it, that makes it pop. I have a hat that looks exactly like that, but it was a giveaway. It was purple.
Yeah.
So it was purple and white rather than black and white. And that looks good.
That makes more sense.
But it looks identical to a giveaway from just a few years ago. So, I mean, maybe they thought people would buy it.
Fun, but they're not always the best quality of, merch.
True. Yeah. And this would be much better. And it was fitted. Mine is just a snapback. But the comments from folks about this cap, we said, the new Rockies spring training cap is here and it's blank.
Honestly, I feel like just a blank is a great way to describe the hat because it's so boring.
That was what some people said, like, nope, leave it like that.
Leave it, yes. I'm with those people, but we got some good feedback on that too.
It's The same cynical ploy used by modern sports team to extract cash from their fan bases by changing uniforms every 5 minutes. Oh, you mean the design? Meh. Like people were coming hard at this in the comments because
I love that.
it was bad. Dear God, just folks were not very happy with it because it's kind of boring. The A's one I thought looked nice. We did put that one up again because it's green, so it has some life to it.
At least you can recognize too that it belongs to that team.
Yeah, but most of them were just black. Like there wasn't any color on it whatsoever. So it was just very bland in general. And so, yeah, I think we'll see it. I don't know that they've totally pulled it. If that was just like a teaser or, Fanatics just went rogue and was like, yep, let's post this thing. You had an energetic intern, putting up the link
It was just
to
a little too
sell.
enthusiastic.
Yeah. The spring
will
training
see.
cap is here and it's as exciting as the team.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh,
Mid, monochrome. They didn't want to pay for another color scheme.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Going to get great sweat spots so fast in Arizona. Yeah, it looks like it's incomplete. Maybe I can have my 9-year-old color the rest in for me. I think our Dwayne said looks like a trucker cap that you get at a rest stop.
Yeah.
That one,
It does
pretty
look
fair.
like it does look like something that you would buy for a kid for the purpose of coloring it in.
True, yeah. Which, if that's a
Fun.
thing, okay.
There used to be like stuffed animals do you remember these, Allie, when we were kids? Like the stuffed animals that you would get that you would color in?
Oh, yes, I do.
Yeah.
I do. I do not remember the name of them, though.
I don't remember the name of them either.
But I do remember them.
Yeah, that's a thing that kids do.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Let's get some markers.
It was entertaining.
If I get one of those hats, I'm gonna color it in myself.
There you go.
Are you gonna like try to dye it officially or just gonna use a marker?
I'm gonna use whatever those markers were for those those toys from childhood. I'll
Look
find
it
them on
up.
eBay.
You can actually make some really cool stuff. I have like custom Eagles shoes that someone just
Ooh.
painted.
Yeah.
The ones
Yeah.
that you saw the other day.
Yeah, I
So
love those.
You could
Those
just
are-
do that with the Rockies hat.
Show's going off the rails. When you guys are talking about Eagles, I got to bring it back just
Go
in
for it.
case.
I just tied it back into the Rockies.
Just in case.
Allie, are we watching the game here or are you
Yes.
watching it by yourself at home?
I don't know yet.
Yeah.
If I watch it anywhere, it will be here.
I might watch it here.
What color are the shoes again that you got for the Eagles?
Kelly Green.
Kelly Green. Speaking
Green.
of green, Athletic Greens is a product that we use every single
is this
day.
real?
Look, it gets the gut health in a positive way. Yeah, this is a real one.
Okay.
Yes, and you got to improv, so it works. We said the word green, Athletic Greens. It's great, makes you feel great. It's fantastic. All you gotta do is put 1 scoop in your water early in the morning.
Your water?
Whenever you wake up
Your
is
water.
totally fine.
Your water.
Your water. But seriously, you get 75 quality vitamins, whole food source superfoods, probiotics. You get minerals,
I love minerals.
and adaptogens.
I'm a minerals mommy.
It's fantastic. Go to Athletic.
Allie
a new
hates
one.
me now.
That's a new one. Go over to athleticgreens.com/Rockies.
goodness.
That's where you're going to go ahead and take ownership over your health and pick up the ultimate daily nutritional assurance. They're going to give you free 1-year supply of immune supporting vitamin D and 5 free travel packs. So if you're going on the road or if it's something you want to take with you on your way to work, or if you forget to take it in the morning, you've got some in your desk at work. Athletic Greens has got it figured out. They've got the solution and it's going to make you feel great. athleticgreens.com/Rockies. Feel great this weekend, man. It's conference finals. Eagles, Bengals. Those seem to be the picks. But even if you don't want to go that route, that's okay because DraftKings is making it super easy to get in before Super Bowl 57. New customers, when you use code DNVR, make a $5 NFL bet this weekend. Doesn't even have to be on the team to win. It could be on an event happening. I don't know if you could do coin tosses just yet. Super Bowl, we'll get to those prop bids.
I love all the Super Bowl bets. I love the over-under on the national anthem.
Yeah.
It's just, it's fun.
It's good.
It's like Better's Christmas.
That's it. Oh, very true. It's fun. You got to get in on that action. If you win on one of those bets this weekend, again, on anything you want for the NFL, when you use code DNVR, new customers, you get $200 in free bets. We've got those stepped up same game parlays, bigger NFL payouts when you do that. If you link a couple things together, it increases the odds, and you should have increased confidence for that because you're going to have even bigger payouts. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use code DNVR. New customers can bet $5 on the conference championships and get $200 in free bets instantly. Immediately. You don't have to wait. There's no
I hate
waiting
waiting.
around.
I need instant gratification. It's the only
Yes.
thing that gives me the good chemicals in my brain.
It needs to be instant if you're impatient. That should be a
That's
slogan,
me.
perhaps. Only at DraftKings Sportsbook and only with code DNVR. Minimum age and eligibility restrictions apply. See show notes for details.
Thank you. Guess who's in the comments right now?
Who would that be?
Our
homegirl
super
Tiff.
producer Tiffany, who has the morning off but is keeping track of what we're talking about. She mentioned, I don't know if you saw it pop up on the screen, but you can definitely still get those color-in toys at Michael's.
So looks like
I
we're
like
going to
it.
take a field trip.
Field trip!
Michael's. And
great
then to get
content.
this hat. Yeah.
Yes. Although the hat has disappeared, so actually...
Oh, you're right. Well, we can find it somewhere.
We have ways.
Yes, exactly.
We
You
have
you
ways.
could go to one of the Diamond Dry Goods shops and like bleach a Rockies hat to then color it in. If you're
That
really
seems like a
crafty.
lot of work.
Also, it seems like that's how hats fall apart.
One extra step, but you're right. It would probably damage it.
Yeah.
Yeah. If anything, you get a thrift store hat and do that if you're trying to mess around.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Well, if you wanted to do that extra step and play around, if you have an old hat and you bleach it, it probably can get all jacked up and whatnot. But if you have something brand new, then you get it from FOCO, then, it probably will last a little bit longer if you want to mess around and do some of the bleach. They've got some amazing toys and collectibles, novelty items, and they've got gear over at FOCO.com.
Oh, we still have more.
Yeah. If you go over to if you go to foco.com and use promo code DNVR, you do get 10% off all that stuff. And yes, they got the Jokic back-to-back MVP bobblehead. Got to get the whole set, the whole line, because
You got to get it now
the
because
three-peat.
he could three-peat.
Yeah, and then the value of the bobblehead then goes up, and you'll be kicking yourself because you didn't get in on the ground floor there. They got some City Connect ones for the Rockies, and look, they've got all teams from all around the country. So even if you want to just get a gift for somebody else in a different market, that's fine with us. Just go to foco.com and use promo code DNVR for 10% off all non-presale items.
Yes. I love FOCO.
We learned, as we talked about early on Tuesday, more top prospects there. Ezekiel Tovar, 8th amongst the shortstops.
Not bad.
Not very good. That's
Not
very
bad.
good. Going to be one of the, maybe not one of the few, but he'll make the most immediate impact, I think, at shortstop this year. So yeah, there's higher prospects, but they're not going to be on the opening day roster like we expect Ezekiel Tovar to be. Zach Veen, 6th amongst all the outfielders.
Very
Even higher.
interesting. Now, where are we on the venometer? The opening day venometer.
I think we are still at, I think we're at 22%. Wow. Yes. Thomas Harding did not want to give us much. And he said, oh man, a guy who just barely sniffed AA. But I forget what he mentioned in there. It was a morsel of hope. So even in trying to tamp down the excitement, it still boosted us up 2%.
We could still be excited about Zach Veen, even though opening day seems a little slim right now.
I'm just realizing these Shady Rays are, I think this might be the Zach Veen model.
Actually, that does look like something Zach Veen would wear.
This
He's
is
a
definitely the
stylish
Zach
man.
Veen model.
He's a stylish young man.
Oh, absolutely. Trevor Story is a hopeful. He's still a young man. He's hopeful to return at some point in 2023. What I found interesting when he spoke recently in Boston with media was that the need for it was he got some tingling in his elbow because he was really ramping up his throwing program to go back to shortstop.
Wow.
He wanted to do that. And again, unfortunately, it didn't work out, but he hasn't given up hope to possibly go back to shortstop at some
Very
point.
interesting. Yeah. I feel for Trevor Story because he has not had the best luck since arriving in Boston.
Yeah, it's true. I realized yesterday, and I kind of got bummed out, but there's still a chance. There's still a chance for something positive. I would like to go out to Boston to cover that 3-game series when the Rockies go there at Fenway. And just yesterday, I realized, oh crap, Trevor Story might not even be there for the first time to play against the Rockies because he hasn't played against the Rockies with the Red Sox yet.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, he might not. But I thought, if he's still training in Boston, he'll show up for that.
Yeah.
I think he'll just pop in to say hi to some old friends.
Yeah.
I
think
but there's
he
not a
would.
lot of old friends left over there, really.
Oh, that's a good point.
Really, since he's left,
I
it's
like
kinda
to
wild.
think we're his old friends too.
That's true. That's true. No, Freeland and Charlie Blackman, I think, will
Yeah.
probably be the top two.
They're
but
buddies.
Marquez has still been around for a while, so we'll see what happens with that. We know Story off the World Baseball Classic roster. Still waiting to find out if maybe Brendan Rodgers will slip into his spot. Did you see Ronald Acuna Jr.'s celebration not for a walk-off, but just for a game-tying home run down in Venezuela.
Oh, I actually did not see this.
So yeah, he, typical celebration, but it was a game-tying home run, and he really pimped it. Well, I guess afterwards there was some ruckus in the crowd because the opposing team was kind of giving the business to his family who were in the stands, and he'd had some injuries last year and was kind of on the fence, or rather Atlanta was on the fence about allowing him to play in the World Baseball Classic. And he pretty much announced that, I'm probably not going to be representing Venezuela in the World Baseball Classic, which made me think, well, that's one extra roster spot for Team Venezuela in the outfield. You know who could fill that spot?
Jonathan Daza.
Jonathan Daza, that's
there
right.
We go.
Talk to the GM and the manager of Venezuela at the winter meetings, and I didn't know that Jonathan Daza was kind of on the he was on the outside looking in, like he wasn't on like the initial roster, and depending on how things work out, hey, we still might need him. Seems like they need him now.
They might need him, yeah, definitely. That'd be fun to see.
That would be. I'd be very, very excited by that. Spencer Strider, I don't know if you heard, changed his number.
I just heard about this.
Went to number 99. Do you know why? Aaron Judge? Does he want to be like Aaron Judge? Does he want to be like Mitch Williams, a former Phillies pitcher?
Maybe. I actually don't know the reasoning.
Well, kind of like Mitch Williams.
Okay.
Because if you remember from that 93 Phillies club, he was known as the Wild Thing because he wore number 99 like Rick Wild Thing Vaughn from the film Major League.
Yes.
I drew a blank there for a second.
Great film.
And that was Spencer Strider's inspiration. So he's like, I want to wear number 99 because of Rick Vaughn wore it.
A
fictional
love
character.
That. I love that.
That is fantastic. Yeah, he mentioned that I think over the weekend during Atlanta's Fan Fest.
Fan Fest.
Which begs the question, Susie, what's a Fan Fest?
So a Fan Fest is when players and it's like a convention for fans to come and hear from the guys.
And what are the MLB, clearly it has to be an MLB implemented rule set that only certain teams are allowed to have them.
Oh my gosh.
What are the rules that go into teams that are allowed to have Fan Fests?
I think all of them can.
Really?
Yeah.
You can just have it?
You can just have it. It's crazy. We've forgotten what that's like here in Colorado. It's been a few years.
I think maybe 2019 actually.
Well, so it's because of the pandemic.
Well, that was one year.
The pandemic has derailed it. Well, no, 2020
2
and
years.
2021. And I think
What about last year?
I think
what about this year?
Well,
man.
the lockout last year.
You can still have a Fan Fest. Actually, I don't know if teams had Fan Fest.
You can't have players there. Yeah, you
You're
have no
right,
one
actually.
to show up. Yeah, so the pandemic, the lockout, so like it's kind of been derailed. I feel like we'll get a Fan Fest back soon.
I think the Rockies, I want to say maybe in 2021, they did something for season ticket holders where they still like welcomed them in. It wasn't a Fan Fest, but they still like kind of welcomed them in, and they do right by their season ticket holders because they have a lot of like game use stuff that's, it's like a button that popped off someone's pants. Like here, you can it's in the free bin, and like, oh, that's kind of cool. I got a Rockies like a pant button. You know what I mean? So they do a good job with stuff like that. But
it's funny.
Fan Fest again.
It's funny that we were talking about Fan Fest because I got a text from a friend, and she was like, "Oh, like 3 years ago today, I was at Rockies Fan Fest. Like, where did they go? Are they doing one of those this year?" I'm like, they're not. But
so 2020. Oh, so they did have one in 2020 then.
Or maybe it was 4 years ago.
But it could have been because if it was in January.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was before the pandemic. So 3 years ago.
Yeah, I got to remember because when one of the years that they had an event like that, they did give us access to some of the players and stuff to talk with them and check in on them.
This year.
Hopefully they have a winter caravan because they've done that where they'll drive to different cities in the mountains.
Go on tour.
And they go on tour. That's kind of like a neat little thing.
I like that.
Don't know if that'll happen this year. It's a shit. Even if even if your team is not going to contend, it's just nice for the fans, like to see those players.
Yeah, it's nice for the fans to be able to meet them, hear from them.
It's more about the fan. That's why a Rockies Hall of Fame or Rockies Museum is needed so much.
Could you imagine?
It services the fans more than anyone else.
What a great idea that is.
We got a lot of folks on Tuesday that said they were very much for it. And
do we have numbers from the ballots?
We've got ballots. Yes, we've kind of run out of time. We're working on the spreadsheet. We'll go ahead and get that taken care of. Yes, everyone would love to see folks.
Okay, let me see one of these
in the Hall of Fame. Here you go.
Yeah, I didn't actually fill one out, but we had people fill out these.
Most people voted for Todd Helton. Who's the next Rocky that's going to be inducted into Cooperstown? Someone said Trevor Story. That's kind of interesting.
Very
Nolan Arenado.
interesting.
We got, what should be the initial and inaugural class to the Rockies Hall of Fame and Museum, which, again, for anyone that doesn't know, a Hall of Fame and Museum doesn't have to necessarily be, hey, we're celebrating how great our franchise is, because I think we know the Rockies franchise outside of 2007. It's been
kind of a bummer.
Good at best,
Yeah.
a lot. But there's plenty of wonderful people who've played for the organization, plenty of wonderful moments. And there's also the Denver Bears, Denver Zephyrs. You can celebrate that. And then just the history of baseball in Colorado, because there's a lot of legendary folks. I mean, again, if you want it to be a Colorado baseball museum necessarily, boy,
There's a lot to go in there.
Roy Halladay, Goose
Yeah.
Gossage, two actual Coloradans who have been in the Hall of Fame. So if you've got any ideas for other things for the Hall of Fame or our museum that we're working on
Here at the DNVR bar.
we're trying. This might be it. This is the first official ballot for our first Hall of Fame watch party, the first of many that we're going to have. These will be on display, and you can reach out to us at DNVR_Rockies on Twitter.
You can find me at the Suzie Hunter on all platforms.
And me at Patrick D. Lyons on Twitter. This has been wonderful. It's been fun.
It has.
But
But
you know
what?
what they say about momentum.
Patrick, what do they say?
It's only as good as your next show down at the Farmhouse Restaurant at Breckenridge Brewery
Come say
in
hi.
Littleton tomorrow at 5:20, which you can watch live on the DNVR Sports channel on YouTube.